very unorganized as a person.
I'm taking Joel for 30 points, just so you know. Side note.
Well, I'm trying to get off. I'm trying to get off this show so I can actually watch the game because
Let's do it.
I'm actually gonna give my team a chance before being negative. But anyway, guys, welcome to the show. This is James Tatum. You have 3 of the 4 horsemen of the Gauntlet Crew in for Week 8 to make our NFL picks. How's everybody doing tonight?
Cannot complain, man. How about you?
I'll tell you what, the NBA is back. What a game yesterday with the Rockets and the OKC Thunder, double overtime. That was insane. All right, folks. So we're going to start our week with Thursday Night Football.
Thursday Night Football, eh?
Oh, here we go. The 2 teams, which we had this debate on the show in the past about charging and Viking-ing and everything. So which of these teams do you trust the most? Or
distrust the least?
Or distrust the least, I guess. Dom, make your pick.
I think that JJ McCarthy is out for at least another week. I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing for the Vikings. He was not playing well before he got hurt. Carson Wentz has kind of come back down to earth. He's 100 years old. He's a ginger idiot, and he's well past his prime.
Well, the crazy thing is he really isn't actually that old. He's just terrible. He's only 31.
Damn, really?
Yeah.
It just seems like he's been around forever, I guess, because he's bounced around from so many teams these last 3-4 years.
6 years, 6 teams.
Okay, it's in LA. Not that the Chargers have any clue what home field advantage is since they left San Diego, but I'll take the Chargers. The Vikings, for the first time since God was a child, someone besides the Bears are in last place in the NFC North. First time in like 3+ years. Although,
wow,
I think someone else may have been in last early in the season last year. We've seen this with the Bears before, i.e. last year, where they start out 4-2 and then they went 2 months without a win. But we'll get to the Bears later. Yeah, give me the Chargers. I don't think they cover, though. I think it's coming down to like a last-second field goal. Give me the Chargers 28-27.
Chargers with the clutch win. Joseph Jenkins, what is your thoughts on this matchup?
Sorry about the delays and everything. I think both teams need this win, but I think the Chargers need it a little bit more because they know who's coming behind them, and that team doesn't look like a team that's slowing down. And I think if you are trying to mount a comeback, try to stay lead, you need this game against the Vikings. And I do think the blitz is what they like to do out there, but I like the Chargers a little bit more. Chargers are not a bad team. They just get in their own way. And I guess that goes right to Dom saying Charger, because yeah, it's unfortunate because it doesn't have to be this way. But what can you do?
Not having either one of your starting tackles and being down to your 3rd or 4th string running back doesn't help either. If the Chargers, if they remain in playoff contention till the trade deadline, I think they might make a move. Alvin Kamara, maybe Breece Hall.
Interesting. Well, it's an interesting matchup, guys, but after what I saw my boy Jalen Hurts do to the Minnesota defense, I think Justin Herbert is going to have a career day against this passing defense. I feel that, these wide receivers, like Keenan Allen, the other receiver,
Quentin Johnson, Ladd McConkey.
Yep, he went to TCU. Yeah, these guys are gonna make it happen for Justin Herbert. So I actually think they're gonna win as well. And yeah, it's 2 competitive divisions, but I think the Chargers win this game. On to the next one. You got the 49ers taking on the Houston Texans. Houston needs a win over a division leader following the Monday Night Football loss to Seattle. Listen, the more I watch the Texans, there's not a single positive that I can look at with this team right now. I know that, there's a lot of excuses for CJ Stroud. It's the offensive line. It's the offensive coordinator. But CJ Stroud, I just haven't seen good quarterback play from him since his rookie year. So, yeah, all last year, people gave him the sophomore slump pass. But this year, I just don't think he's it. And I don't think the team is it. It's not just on him, but I don't think he's it. I don't think this team is it. And I think they're going to lose this game as well. And the 49ers going to handle their business. So I got the Niners winning. All right. Who wants to go next? You want to go
ahead,
JJ?
No, I was waiting. It's all good. But yeah, those Red Cowboys I know put on a show last week that made people think, that they got their pieces back, or they're getting them pieces back. George Kittle back, and you saw how it affected the run game instantaneously. The Texans, I like them, but it's just not there right now, and it's just not clicking. They're not moving the football. They can't get the chunk plays to Nico Collins that they've seen from last year. Christian Kirk has his moments, but he's not doing what he's doing. I love Nick Chubb, but they can't run the football because that offensive line is unfortunately not being able to block. And that defense for the San Francisco 49ers is starting to get more confident. And then, of course, their defensive coordinators are pretty respectable under Robert Saleh. I just think it's too much for them. I am pretty intrigued to see them a favorite. That's the one thing. So I will say, if I'm going to take something, I would take that spread for the 49ers. But I would move it up to about 3.5. I like to do alternate spreads as opposed to the actual spread. By the way, shout out because I did hit that giant spread, which helped me win my lay, as y'all seen. But go ahead.
I didn't even notice until you said something that the Texans were favored. That's crazy to me. Do the old men in Vegas have that little respect for the Niners?
Right.
Or do they think the Texans are actually considerably better than they are?
This can't be true. Let me look this up real quick.
Yeah, I'm not buying that spread. I'm thinking maybe it's Niners 1.5.
I don't know what drugs they're on to put the Texans as a favorite. Geez, Texans are the favorite of this game. Damn. Wow.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not buying that spread.
That's free money. All right, folks. We all picked on this game?
Yeah, I don't think.
Yeah, I believe we did.
There's no way in hell I'm picking.
All right. We got JJ's former quarterback, Joe Flacco, with the Cincinnati Bengals now. Was with the Ravens, was with the Browns. So the only team he has to play with in the North is the Steelers. He's going to do that before his career is over. We'll see.
He's from Pittsburgh.
Yeah. Well, actually, I think he's from Delaware, but pretty close.
He went.
He's talking about Tyrod Taylor. Flacco's from Delaware.
Oh, well, actually, yeah, two former of his quarterbacks are facing off each other. I forgot that Tyrod
was from Pittsburgh and just went to Delaware.
I remember when Tyrod was the backup when Flacco was there. So there you go, two Raven quarterbacks going at each other.
The former Raven Bowl,
and this is in this matchup. So. The Jets are they're just a disaster. I don't think it's really going to look any better with Tyrod Taylor. On the flip side, what I saw with Joe Flacco was a lot of positive stuff. It's not really that confusing. You have Jamar Chase that was a Triple Crown winner last year, and you got T. Higgins that's also a pretty good receiver. Just get the guys the ball and let them do something. It's pretty much simple. So that's what Flacco was able to do last week. They get an upset win against the Steelers. And you know what? With the back-to-back wins, the Bengals are not quite out of it yet. So I think the Bengals will win this game at home and take care of their business. And I think they will cover the spread.
Don't forget that good run game.
Yep. Chase Brown, not bad.
Yeah, when they actually are able to run the ball, Chase Brown is a damn good running back and a hell of a pass catcher.
Don't even get me started on that pass catch, because I literally, that wide open pass that he dropped in the first quarter, which could have went for like 30 yards. That was the only play that I missed on three plays.
Your leg?
On 3 plays, yes, 3 lays. He had, if he caught that, my lay was sweet.
Damn.
But while he's on dark, I'll take it as this. Ladies and gentlemen, you have the starting quarterback and the backup to that quarterback of the 2012 Super Bowl winning Baltimore Ravens facing off. As we know, these teams are great. I like the Bengals in this one because I said it and I'm going to keep on saying it. Fantasy owners of these guys need to keep them. If not for nothing, Joe is going to do exactly what they need to do. Throw it downfield. Whether it gets picked or no, but the whole thing that was missing throughout before Joe went down is the downfield game. The ability to get it to his weapons. And at the end of the day, Joe knows how to play. Joe's not like some Nathan Peterman off the street. Even without a Super Bowl, there were some moments where he looked like a decent quarterback. So this is a good matchup. I will take the Bengals in this one. I don't know about that spread because I think Tyrod's capable enough of managing the game to keep it close. I could see them winning 25-20, not like the 7 or like a 21-15, or something like. I do think they're going to keep it close. I don't want that 7 points. I think it's going to be like 6 or 5 point win. I'll go with the Bengals in this one. I'll go 24-18 because I think that there are going to be some 2-point conversions in this joint. I mean, yeah.
I'll take the Bengals as well. What I will say, touching on what JJ said, if you've got Joe Flacco as your fantasy quarterback, I think you've got bigger problems, unless maybe you drafted Joe Burrow or you just waited until, the 10th round to draft a quarterback, or maybe you drafted Lamar. But yeah, if you're starting Joe Flacco on a weekly basis, I can't imagine you're in playoff contention. There's still some fantasy season meat left on the bone. But yeah, if you're starting Joe Flacco, you've got bigger problems. Although
chasing them, like chasing Higgins, because they're
I was going to say, if you've got Jamar Chase and Joe Flacco, that's a nice double-it opportunity. But yeah, give me the Bengals, and I think they cover. The Jets are just... I was asking somebody before, and I don't know if I ever got a definitive answer. Has there ever been an NFL coach fired before the end of completing his first season as head coach? Because I think that could happen to Aaron Glenn.
I don't think
because it's not, and their owner is a fucking idiot. Through Justin, granted, Justin Fields has not played well this year at all.
Well, if the Jets go 0-17, he's definitely not coming back.
Oh, for sure.
That.
Yeah, for sure. They got to win.
There needs to be a thing called.
They're the Jets, but they're not the Lions or the Browns.
There needs to be a thing called Jack on Jet if they make that move, because they always show why they can't get ahead. As bad as it is,
it also depends. It also depends what coaches are available, and if there's like a better option than Aaron Glenn.
I think it's kind of honestly. I think you're setting a bad precedent if you do that, because at the end of the day, what's the freaking point? Why are you going to sit here and they do have an interview and say, what is your 3-year plan or 5-year vision for this? How do you get even to a year? You don't even get 10% in and you panic like that? Then that's why you are where you are. Again,
you got to put the team in the best position to succeed. And if you don't feel that he's a guy that does that, if you don't feel that he's the guy that does that for them,
was this team a good team last year or the last 2 years?
Do they have a great roster? Or
they got to bring somebody that feels give him that chance. So
your expectations are too high, and it's kind of interesting for me because it's like, no, hold on. I'm just curious because it's like, what bad team?
They weren't this bad under Robert Saleh.
Yes, they were. Yes, no, they were.
No, they were not. They were never 0-7 under him.
They had Aaron. They were just as bad. They were clowning Aaron Roberts-Saleh. The same conversation you have now about Aaron Glenn. They had the same conversation about in his first year. So it's like at the end of the day, I think any team that makes those moves are sending bad messages, and there's a reason why our teams do well
and those teams don't, because you don't give up on somebody no matter how bad it is in your first dang season. That's like you being promoted to your first job. You make your first big mistake and you got to get fired. That makes no sense.
But
No.
sometimes teams realize after 1 year, like, okay,
All I
like, yeah,
know is
1 year
that
is not, but sometimes after a year if a guy's even has the
So let me ask
ability
you
to
this:
succeed in the
what in
future.
their credentials have shown that they know? Last time I checked.
I'm not saying the Jets know. I'm just
So
saying
if
like
you keep,
football
so if you,
knowledge
so
in
I
again,
feel
general.
like we have this same exact argument every single week.
no, because I will say, I'll pose this: did you ever consider maybe keep pulling the plug early didn't work? Maybe try a different way. Because if you keep pulling the plug like they've done, and they keep going through a coaching carousel, and there's many teams like that, maybe what you're doing ain't
Robert
working.
Saleh probably didn't deserve to be fired, to be honest.
He also
No,
lasted.
neither would Aaron Glenn. But the whole point is the cycle is the problem. The Jets culture
Yeah, but
is the problem.
the
And the
thing
reason why I
is,
know that, is because my NBA team is the
Yes,
same exact
their
way.
culture is the problem, but the problem is they don't bring in a
This-
guy that can change the culture.
the
Yes,
owner
you didn't give
is
him a
also an idiot,
how
and when
can
the problem
what
starts at the
how,
top,
Aaron Glenn is not a culture shifter.
you don't know that. It's his first year. You didn't know Nick Sirianni was a culture changer. Did you know Dan Campbell was one? No. Nobody knew this stuff within their first year. But we're speculating on it because of how the team looks. Let me ask you this. How put them against any team? They beaten most of them? No. They're not a good roster, number one. There's too
let's
many holes
just
in the game. So my thing is,
let's
if
put a
you're
cork in
even
this
so,
and
so
talk
to the
about it
point,
more on
so to
Friday.
the but the thing is, to the point, he already had a disadvantage. It's a bad team, so now he's got to. This kind of brings me back to Wanda Sykes said in a joke about the presidential campaign. They like you put
All
the
right, we
black.
got to cut it after this because we got a lot more games to
I
cover.
got you. You put the black men in office when the country's broke as hell. So you got to work twice as hard to get it. That's not just saying. I'm just saying that, and it seems like you put this man in the team that's horribly bad, and now he has to then do so much, and then at the end of the year, if they're horrible, it's like, well, this is still a bad roster, but you know what? It's not you. It's you. Get out of here. Next person come in. Oh, the roster's still bad. Wait a minute. We didn't even give him a chance to see what his vision is. He hadn't even had a draft to really kind of build the type of players that he wants. It's 1 year. Like I could see after 2 or 3 years, it's 1 year, which is the reason why some of these coaches get fired, go back into their DCOC, then get a job again, and then thrive because that team had patience. So I'm just saying they can go that route, and if y'all go there and believe, feel the same way, that's fine. But for me, yeah, y'all showing why y'all never getting ahead. Period.
Chicago Bears taking on the Baltimore Ravens. Lamar Jackson was back at practice today. Good sign that he's going to be good to go for Sunday. JJ, what's your thoughts about this game?
I need to know.
6.5. Wow.
I only care about one person I need to know is returning. I just need to know if this one person is returning, then I think my season's chances to turn around are so much better. If Patrick Ricard is back, I will take my team to kind of look like the team that they used to be, because that is who we need, maybe even more than the last couple of weeks. If we want this run game to fix, if we want this offensive line to be able to have some type of protection for Lamar, if we want to be able to have Lamar be able to get out of things, I need that guy back. I'm going to take my team because I do like them off of a bye. And one thing, whether we're good or we're bad, coming off a bye, they seem to have a little bit of a focus so they can still come out and win on top. I do like this is going to be a tough game. I don't like that. I like that spread only if Patrick Ricard's playing. If Patrick Ricard's not playing, I don't like that spread because I do think Chicago is turning it around. They are figuring it out. They have a team. They're developing their identity. So this is a good matchup for this Ravens team because I do agree, and I'm feeling like Jay right now. I love that we are considered one of the worst teams. I absolutely love this. I absolutely love that we don't have any doubt. Nobody gives us a chance. Nobody thinks we can do anything. Love that because when that happens to us, we start winning. We love it when nobody's on us because we have the capability to reel off 10 wins in a row. I'm not saying it's possible, but I'm saying we going with game one, and I do have the Ravens to win this game. Patrick Ricard playing, I got them winning 31-14. Patrick Ricard not playing, I got them winning 31-24. 25. Sorry, not 24. That's all I got to say.
That spread is slightly shocking to me. I mean, obviously getting Lamar back is a huge lift. Getting Ricard back would be an even huger lift. But I mean, your record, you are what your record says you are. That's a 1-win team. And the Bears, I'm not buying the Bears at all. They're 4-2. Yeah, looks great. Not in last place. Congratulations. You were 4-2 last year. Then you went on a 2-month winning strike.
That was last year.
I swear to God, like once the leaves started to turn brown, and you had to rake them up, and until well after the snow started falling, the Bears just lost.
No wins.
Lost. That's 7.
Yes, and
lost. 10 in a row. They lost.
They did lose. But who was their head coach? Matt Eberflus.
That's true.
Dallas Cowboys defensive coordinator now, which is now one of the historically worst defenses of NFL history. So it's a big difference with Ben Johnson at the helm. So Chicago Bears are a good football team. So to me, there's no good reason, based off how the Ravens have played with or without Lamar, that this spread should be that high. That's way too high of a spread. I'm taking the points all day when it comes to that. I do think the Ravens will win a close game. Lamar back in the lineup is going to lift them up. But from what I've seen with the Ravens defense, with this Chicago offense coming in, nah, they're not gonna hold the Bears offense down that much. So
Ben Johnson, if you're
going to
listening,
score point, it's going to be a high scoring game. I will take the over, and also will take the Bears to cover the spread, but the Ravens win.
Yeah, same. Ben Johnson, if you're listening, why did you draft Colston Loveland instead of Tyler Warren? Inquiring minds want to know.
I want everybody to know I love this, because I will say, when you don't think it, you never know. And you never know. And so if we come out on top, and we come out on the top a little strong, I'm not a clapback type, but I am in my mind going to be like, I'm going to remember this episode. Same if we get our butts whooped. I'm going to remember this episode.
The Ravens, at this point, they're on life support, but they are far from dead. And no one's
anything can happen. Next game, we have the Miami Dolphins taking on the Atlanta Falcons. Tua was benched in last week's game, but he is expected to be the starter in this game.
Mike McDonald's, that key card still working?
Atlanta continues to be inconsistent. They win and they lose, and they win and they lose. We need that consistency with Atlanta. Michael Penix Jr. is out. Kirk Cousins will get the start this week.
Oh, no.
I will take the Falcons, and I will take the points just because of what we've seen with Miami. It's really dysfunctional. It's getting worse and worse every single week. I'm surprised that Mike McDaniel has not been let go. Although
that's what I'm saying. Is that key card going to work on Monday morning?
I really don't think he is the primary issue with this team, but just based off how bad and dysfunctional things have looked, usually at this point the coach is let go. But I think Atlanta with Bijan Robinson, Drake London, and the crew should be able to do something. This is a great opportunity for Kirk Cousins to showcase that he's still a good NFL quarterback. And who knows? This could stir up some controversy down the line if he starts playing well.
Penix only out for sure it's not like a multiple week thing. I don't even know I don't even know he was injured.
Who knows?
What's his injury?
I don't know.
But I literally was
either way, but Kirk Cousins, he gets the opportunity to play again, and trade deadline's coming up, and there's a team that needs a quarterback. You don't know what can happen.
True.
It's interesting because didn't he get benched last year for being that bad?
He was very bad at the beginning of the season, yes.
Yeah.
I don't really have any indication to think that anything's going to change, honestly, because at the end of the day, I ain't going to rag on my time with this guy, but I think we've seen the best that we can get from him. And I think he's going to be inconsistent as well. I do think that with him playing, this becomes an uglier game, because I don't think that the only thing that's going to get him if they can get to be able to run the football with Bijan Robinson, because I think that's the saving grace. But if it has to come down to his arm, I don't see it. I don't see it. I want to believe in. I want to see it because I have lesson off of him, but I don't.
I'll
I
take the
do.
I'll take the over on interceptions between Tua and Kirk Cousins.
Oh yeah, 1,000%. No, but I will give him the win strictly because it's really unfortunate and sad to me to see like how far it's gone, and then like you watch the game and it's like yeah, it's really at the point where it's like a fire sale. Like boom, everybody out. You got to get out. You got to do this. We got to do this. Matter of fact, we'll take the replacements and do this for better than what you guys got out here
I
because
hope there is a fire sale. Bradley Chubb, Jalen
it's
Phillips, come on down.
just really it's just really rough. I really do take the Falcons, but I do. As far as Penix though, I get it. It's this real first year of having a real season action. I anticipate good moments, bad moments, good moments, bad moments. I expect it, because he's figuring it out. This is his first time playing at the beginning, and they always talk about it's different playing in December compared to playing in September and October. So it's time. But I agree with you.
And he's Black Tua. I wish he was playing so we could see Tua against Black Tua.
I don't know. He's got an arm.
Black Tua.
No, he doesn't.
Yes, he does. He's a beautiful.
No, he doesn't.
He does. Yes, he does. I've seen him drop that joint. It's a nice spiral. He can dip it in.
He's got a less terrible arm than Tua, I guess. But I wouldn't say he has a good arm.
We're all going with the Falcons.
Yeah, no one's picking the Dolphins. Yeah. The Dolphins aren't even picking the Dolphins.
I think Dom in a couple years or two is going to change his tune, just like he's done with other quarterbacks. I think he can change his tune with this guy.
All right.
I could be wrong. It's happened once, maybe
Buffalo
twice.
Bills coming off the losing streak, coming off the bye week, looking to get it back on track against Carolina Panthers.
Oh, is it beige water pistol time in Carolina?
That's actually been playing pretty well, but Bryce Young is injured, and Andy Dalton will get the start at QB. So I fully expect the Buffalo Bills to come out and play their game and get back on the right track. Still got a lot of concerns with that defense and even Josh Allen. Even Josh Allen, I think, based off the last couple games, throwing the interceptions, we got to see something better with Josh Allen in this game. You got to play like the MVP. You got to get it back on the right track. So I want to see some good stuff from Buffalo. No excuse. So if they lose this game, I think we got some problems.
Go ahead, Dom.
Hang on. Yeah, no way in hell am I picking the Panthers. I'm not even picking them to beat that spread. Especially not with Andy Dalton playing.
Panthers are undefeated against the spread at home this season.
Oh, really?
Look at that.
Yep.
Really?
You don't say.
Still
I'm just saying.
Still picking the Bills to roll. They're off a bye. They're off a loss against a division rival who they're now looking up at in the standings. When's the last time the Bills weren't in first place in the AFC East? 2, 3, 4 years ago?
Probably like 2. Because
the last time the Patriots were actually good prior to this.
The Dolphins were 11-5.
Remember that year the Dolphins, and they were fighting for the division until the end of the year.
Yeah, okay. The Dolphins might have been ahead of them at some point for a week or two.
Yeah, but I'm saying they haven't lost the division.
No.
This has been the Bills' division for several years.
This year.
I still think it's their division, although they do have some competition with the Patriots. I think we all like the Patriots. We all like Drake May, but we'll get to them later. Yeah, give me the Bills and to cover. Probably like 32-20.
If Bryce Young was playing, I would have went with the upset, to be honest with you, because I do think that Carolina is a competitive team. I will say it'd be in the best interest of the Buffalo Bills to beat that spread by a wide margin, because you are top to bottom you're the top to bottom the better team, but I don't know if you bring it every week. And I will tell you this much. Do what you know you need to do. And that sometimes means take the ball out of Josh Allen's hands and give it to James Cook. Do what needs to be done.
Amen
Because
to that.
ironically, that as his carries and his production has decreased the last couple games, here comes the losing streak. When they were rolling and looking like the best team, he was killing it. They go hand in hand. If you want to be that team that gives you because to be honest with you, this is their best, in my opinion, their best team to this point to get to that level against everyone else. But it's not going to happen if you're going to think that it's going to be on Josh Allen's just his
Yeah,
arm.
run the fucking ball.
Go to James Cook. I will give you that win.
I think they do.
Football is still football. If you run the ball, you will win.
But I think they run the football, but they don't run it. And they do the same thing we do. They run it very, very well. Then they stop. They don't do it like the Lions where they ran the ball every play until you stop it. And if you don't stop it, next game we come next drive we do it. They don't do it like that. But I think it's because it would take away from the production that Josh Allen really has because he'll have subpar numbers because of James Cook's wide amazing numbers. But no, the Buffalo Bills should win this game. I will give them this game 34-17. They have to do it.
Yeah, it's kind of a statement game. You got to come out and stomp on somebody.
Philadelphia Eagles taking on the Giants after 2 weeks ago. They were throttled by the Giants on Thursday Night Football. A lot of concerns about my team after that week, but then they responded with a big game against Minnesota. Jalen Hurts dropping bombs, A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith. Eagles still having some problems running the ball. So I feel like this is a game that against his former team, again, we got to get the ball going with Saquon. We got the statement game with AJ. We got the statement game with Devontae Smith. But we need to see this running game get to that level like it used to be. For the Eagles to really, for the Eagles to really turn around, that's what we need to see. So we know what the pass game can do. Those plays are going to be there in this game, I think. But if we can get Saquon going early and, get some big runs, I think that's really going to open up the offense and playing at home, especially after what happened a couple weeks ago. I think the Eagles understand the assignment here. So I think this is going to be the game where first game this season, the Eagles really look like the Eagles that we expected to see all year long. And I think we're going to dominate this game. I think the Eagles cover the spread, handle business at home, and, get things right going into the bye week. And then hopefully after that, we see the team continuing to improve.
If this is go ahead, Dom. My bad. I've been going the last couple.
Oh, no, you go. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead. I'm after.
I'll keep it quick. I don't see any way that the Eagles allow themselves to get swept by a team that doesn't even have their own stadium because they have to share one with the hapless Jets. If the Jets don't win a game this year, I think the Giants should try to get them evicted. That's just me personally. I also have still never understood how two teams in New Jersey call themselves New York. At least on the first Madden that I remember playing, they called the Jets New Jersey, which I thought was cool. But anyways, different story for a different day. Giants win big. Hopefully they get that run game going. It's well overdue. Right now, I think they're maybe bottom 5 in the league in yards per attempt, like 3.4, 3.5 range. Not good.
Yeah.
I don't understand what's going on. I don't know if you have injuries on the O-line. I don't know if it's the play calling.
And we didn't even mention that the New York Giants allowed 30 straight points in the fourth quarter after being up the entire game.
Oh God, you're right. That
19-0 heading into the fourth quarter, and then
first time in 1,600 and some games.
30 unanswered points for the Denver Broncos. So
that a team blew a lead like that, being up 18 points with 8 minutes left in the fourth quarter. That was reprehensible. Yeah, I got the Eagles winning big, cover. Definitely not going to let themselves get swept by the Giants, and hopefully they get rolling.
Perfect segue from that comment, because that's another thing that's an added element. One team they found their mojo back, and another team's mojo was kind of crushed a little bit just now. So if there's a team to take advantage of to really kind of demoralize them a little bit or test their resolve and their grit, This is the game. Giants, how do you respond mentally? Because you're going against a foe that actually put your mental up here, that had put your mentality and your mindset and your confidence up here by the way you beat them, and then it dropped to almost opposite because of how it lost. And now you face this team again, who went from looking bad against you to dominating their next opponent. So it's like the roles have reversed. How are you going to respond? And I do think that I do give it to the Eagles in this one, but I am going to make it competitive though. But I do think it's going to be a different game for Jackson Dart because Jalen Carter is playing. And Jalen Carter, so they're not going to be as much time to kind of make those passes to like the Wandales and the Humphreys and the Theo Johnson. So I
How
think
much longer is Malik Neighbors out?
Just real quick, Brandon Graham also announced he is out of retirement and he will be back with the Eagles.
Yeah, I saw that.
So that's actually, I think that's actually a really big boost to the locker room. The last couple years, Eagles lost Brandon Graham, Fletcher Cox, Jason Kelsey. That's a lot of leadership, and I think the team has kind of missed it a little bit. So
absolutely,
Jalen Hurts, AJ Brown, Saquon Barkley, Devontae Smith, these guys, Dallas Goedert, guys that have been around the team, it's kind of a big void for them to have taken on. So I think BG being back is gonna spark the team a little bit on defense.
I'll say if he's coming back, it means for them to grow the hell up because he ain't gonna be back forever. So if you want to get to be those leaders, if you want to be this is your time to shine, to step up. When he leaves, just like before he left, you had the Eagles of old when they had all of their type of defenders going on. You pass the buck, this is your turn. So if he's coming back, that's great. But I also hope these guys know he's coming back. But what are we going to learn from him so that we get out to our own mentality as we coming out here? Because at the end of the day, it is a different ball game to handle playing this game after you've already got the mountaintop of one. It is a different mindset that you have to have. You can get satisfied. And there might be some players on each team, even as great as teams are, that are just satisfied.
Getting back to the Super Bowl when you won it is tough. Getting back, repeating is
very tough to do. Because you have to have the same drive and then some. Because everybody's going to bring it, so you're going to have to be skillful. And I think underrated thing that kind of spans to this as well. It doesn't just go to the players; it spans to those coaches who are coaching. They have to be able to bring it 10 times more because coaching a defending champion with knowing how the coach's scheme against you is far different from a team that everybody's good. But yeah, I got the winner, but I think it's going to be Jackson Dart going to have to use his legs a lot more this game to get some. So I would say if you're doing a play on FanDuel, because Jalen Carter is going to definitely collapse that pocket and force him to kind of make some quick decisions, I can see him using his legs to try to get some things as the Eagles defense kind of shuts things down. So I take
over on Dart for rushing yards.
I think so. I think over on his rushing yards. I'll give them Eagles. I'll give them 31-20.
All right, fair enough, guys. Eagles getting back on track. New England Patriots taking on the Cleveland Browns. So, who you guys got?
It's interesting. No, I'm just going to say. I'm just saying it's interesting because these are two quarterbacks that both teams feel really confident that they have a lot of promise to.
It's funny. I haven't heard a word about Shedeur Sanders since Dylan Gabriel took the starting reins. Not an effing word. He's just chilling, waiting his turn, I guess. I mean, I can't imagine.
I think a lot of that stuff, man. I think a lot of that's media driven and not what really goes down. The media is really hilarious with that stuff.
Right, true. But why aren't they trying to drum up anything? It's not like Dylan Gabriel's out there setting the world on fire. And everybody wants to see Shedeur. I mean, not me personally, but the world, the media.
I think most people want to see Shedeur.
I think the people want to see Shedeur, but I think the people controlling what you see and like the media are happy that Dylan's here. Like the people reporting this stuff, they're not reporting it now because the quarterback that they wanted to do and doing well is playing. So we're not going to talk about this other stuff because I think that was just their drama. They're toxic. And I think it's using him for your toxicity is kind of crazy.
The media does disgust me, to be honest. Especially the Cleveland.
All right, who we got? Browns, Patriots.
I don't see any possible way that I could pick the Browns. The Patriots are a good team. They've got a good young quarterback. They could be another one possibly looking for an upgrade at the trade deadline as far as the running back goes, because either that or who's their like third string running back that's just getting no burn whatsoever, even though every time I turn around, like I just blink my eyes
The
and
rookie?
reminder, yeah, Henderson. Like literally, I just took a long blink and Ramondre Stevenson fumbled again. Like, give that man some PT.
He
It
always
can't get any
fumbles.
worse when it comes to your run game. Like, yeah, he's been good around the goal line, but he's not much of a pass catcher, and he can't hang on to the damn ball. Give that man Henderson some more carries, Patriots,
Yeah.
and thank me later.
If
Yeah, I get the
Belichick was the
Patriots.
coach, if Belichick was coaching, that guy would have been gone. I'm just
I
letting
think-
you know right now.
Right. Yeah, either cut or nailed to the bench.
He's a good receiving back, honestly. I don't agree with that portion. He has the ability to kind of he's been able to make a lot of plays in space when he's got the ball. Yes, he has the fumble problem, but it's not like he's just chopped liver out there. He does have some little bit that he can bring to them. And they wouldn't have won some games without some of his timely plays that he's made. So
he has made some good plays. It's
so
true.
like I get what you said. I'm with you. I'm saying like he does have to kind of take a step back, but I will say, if you want to continue to have the best to see him do, especially against the tougher teams down the line, there may come a time you're going to need his services out the backfield in terms of receiving.
He reminds me of who was that Tampa running back a few years ago that was
the
pretty
one that
good.
passed away, Doug Martin?
No, not Doug Martin. We should talk about that on Friday. No,
Leonard Fournette.
No, I can't remember his name.
LeGarrette Blount?
No, more recently, just in the last 3-4 years, he'd be having a good game,
Bucky
and then he
Irving?
would fumble, and he'd get sat down for pretty much the rest of the game.
Oh, I can't remember that, but I will really quickly. I can't remember who that is, but if it comes to bring it, I'm gonna give this game a close one. I'm actually gonna give this game 24-21 New England, because I do think that the Browns defense has enough to make it difficult for him. Because even as good as Drake May has done, the one thing that has seemed like a really tough thing for quarterbacks today is handling that defensive front of the Cleveland Browns. Cavaliers, I know, right? But because a little notification just came up about that. That's one reason why I said that. But I do think that Dylan Gabriel can make some plays. I think that he can make some plays, and I think that both of these guys are going to make some plays. They're going to make some mistakes, but I also think this is going to be a closer game than people expect. And I will give it to the Patriots 24-21. I just might take that
get
credit
Jerry
part of my
Jeudy off that fucking milk carton.
Oh, I don't know about that.
He's still getting a lot of targets, but his catch percentage is terrible.
This is another major reason why Buffalo needs to win. Because if they lose,
the
Patriots is going to be 2 games ahead, and they're playing good.
With the tiebreaker.
2 games.
You know what? I'll be a little bit nervous about this game if I was a Patriots fan, because this is the type of game where everything is telling you that you're supposed to win.
Trap game.
So it's definitely a trap game. I think the Patriots still win, but I don't know, man. I definitely ain't taking the points on that one. So, ladies and gentlemen, Tampa Bay Buccaneers against the New Orleans Saints. Last week against the Detroit Lions, Baker Mayfield was pretty terrible. He was 0 of 8 on yards of throws of 20-plus yards. There was a lot of passes where he just sailed it over and everything. And I think that game kind of pumped the brakes everybody with Tampa Bay. They're a good team. They're going to win the division. They're going to be a pretty good playoff team. But, pump the brakes with a Baker Mayfield MVP and all this nonsense that people are talking. They're a good team. They're probably going to win, but Tampa, let's pump the brakes, man. They're not.
They've been living dangerously.
They're not really that great of a team as has been advertised this season.
You know how many times Tampa Bay has lined up in the victory formation this year? How many snaps?
None.
One.
Just one game.
One game, one snap. You can't. The script writers are not out there for you, Tampa. They're not going to keep. The refs aren't going to keep handing you 1-score victories. Chiefs last year. And then we saw what happened to them in the Super Bowl. Thank you very much, James, and your Philadelphia Eagles for showing us who the Kansas City Chiefs really were.
Yep.
That being said, I can't pick the Saints. But by the same token, this is coming off of I don't know that I'll necessarily say embarrassing loss. I don't even know that it was somewhat demoralizing because a lot of people thought that the Bucs might be the class of the NFC. I don't know that I necessarily agreed with that. They were a one-loss team going up against a perennial contender. It was definitely a measuring stick game, and their measuring stick
they're a
got
one-loss
broken in
team.
half. And
how many of those games could have went a completely different way, and Tampa could possibly be like 1 or 2 win team?
Yeah, that's true. They could easily be 2-5 rather than 5-2. It was a measuring stick game for them, and we took that measuring stick, broke it into 2 pieces, and reddened their asses with it. Also, shout out to the Lions and that Legion of Whom backfield for playing some spectacular defense in pass coverage. Yeah, give me the Bucs, and they're going to cover that spread. They need to go out there and stomp on the Saints.
Yeah, I would give it to the Bucs as well, but they didn't have his full arsenal, and then he lost some weapons as he was going in that game as well with Detroit. But I do think Detroit, pay attention to them. They found their flow. They're back to doing what they've been doing. You back to seeing them doing the trick plays. You back to see them. They finally seem like they've seemed to figure it out with their OC. And so at the end of the day, I never always bought Tampa Bay as the class. I've always kind of just been like, they're one of those good teams. They're a good team, but I don't see that
in a
record.
weak division.
Yeah, I mean, it's a division that's growing, and I kind of see them. I do think that eventually I look at them the same way I look at the Colts. I look at them as a very good team, but I'm not there to say they're the class. I'm not there to say, even as they do look good, but I think that the team that they have a chance to beat some of the teams in the class, but I don't think as the season goes on, I could see them both ending up with 11-6 or a 10-7 record. And I'll give it to the Bucs on this one, though. I'll take them to cover this game. They better cover. There's no reason why they shouldn't cover.
Tennessee
They couldn't stop Jahmyr Gibbs.
The aforementioned Colts.
Tennessee
14.5.
Tennessee Titans against the Colts. Colts looking like one of the best teams in the NFL. Daniel Jones is balling. I think they're going to continue to roll. They're just a much better team. It's a division game. We know like crazy things can happen. But you know what? Indy has shown enough this season to say they're one of the best teams in the AFC. We want to talk about Buffalo and all these teams. Indy looks better than Buffalo right now.
According to Colin Cowherd, Kansas City is the best team in the NFL.
They look like one of, if not the best team in the AFC. So
they are looking good.
They just keep winning. They just keep rolling. Daniel Jones making plays.
Shane Steichen, Coach of the Year.
Are you taking that spread?
No. They'll probably win by 10.
Yeah, that spread is crazy to me. 14.5, that might as well be 30. You're not covering that spread. This is still the NFL. Yes, the Titans aren't good. Yes, they just fired their head coach. Yes, they have a rookie quarterback. 14.5 in the NFL is fucking crazy. Now, if this was the Colts and the Jets, the Titans are bad, but they're not Jets bad.
I think that the holes that the Titans have are the biggest strengths of the Colts. They're horrible against the run, and they cannot stop anything with tight ends in the pass game or even like the seams in between the numbers, which is where the Indianapolis Colts have been making money off of. I'm going to follow the money on this one because I'm thinking they're going to – depending on how it is, like if I don't see too many people taking that spread, I actually would take that spread. If I see too many people taking that spread, I got to win it by at least 10 points, and I'll give them the game. I'll give them the game actually – you know what? As I think about it, I'll give them the game 35-20. No, not 35. I'll say 33-24. No, 33. No, 31-21.
So win but not cover. Yeah. I actually might, depending on what the odds look like, I might just fuck around and take that spread. I don't know. The
Dre
Titans are good.
Greenlaw suspended in this game, guys, for at the end of the game running and yelling at the referee. So you guys can't. I really would like to know what he said. It must have been really bad for him to get a suspension for that. But at the same time, they're playing this game at home. Possible revenge game for Javonte Williams, former running back for the Denver Broncos. Have a really good season with Dallas. But Dallas continues to be really bad defensively. I just think last week was kind of a game where they were against someone that really isn't good. Everyone talks about the Commanders and what they're going to do, but so far this season, the Commanders look like a joke. They were a fluke season last year.
I can't wait for that rematch now.
Jaden Daniels is a good quarterback. I like him. He's hurt right now, but people were they were putting Commanders somewhere where they didn't need to be.
It's just like Robert Griffin, his rookie year.
Dallas defensively is still terrible. I think they're going to have a lot of problems this game. Playing in Denver, you got to think about the altitude. It's no joke at Mile High Stadium. So I got the Broncos winning this game. And, looking like AFC West, people talking about what the Chiefs are doing right now, but you got the Chiefs,
Nobody
Chargers,
is talking about the Broncos.
This is a really competitive division.
Yeah, everyone except Oakland.
That's because Bo Nix
Oakland,
has looked
LA,
bad.
Oakland, Vegas.
Good. That's because Bo Nix digs himself in holes and then he looks good at the end of the quarter.
Does that make a fun acronym?
All right, but who you guys got?
Olav.
I'm actually going to take
they're henceforth known as the Olav Raiders.
Taking the Cowboys.
Oakland, Los Angeles, Oakland, Vegas.
I'm taking the Cowboys in this one because I do think that I do like Bo Nix and I do like them and everything, but I do think Bo Nix ain't exactly isn't exactly hit it going. But I also think that even with their defense, I think the Cowboys' offense is going to be their fuel for the rest of the season. But if they can become an opportunistic defense, which they do have their pick six man who we saw last week, and you have a guy who has turned the ball over, even though he's rebounded, he has been throwing picks. He has been fumbling. And so if you opportunistic defense who knows that they need to get those plays with the dynamic offense, I actually am going to take the Cowboys. I'll take the Cowboys to cover that spread because I actually think they're going to win this game. I'm going to give them the game. I'm going to give them the game 28-24. No, not 28-24 because I think they'll kick a field goal. So I will go 31-24.
Okay. And Dom.
I was going to pick the Broncos, but JJ just made a believer out of me as far as the Cowboys go. So somehow, some way they win this game. Obviously, if I'm picking the Cowboys, the spread doesn't matter. I think it's a shootout. We might see upwards of 80 points combined between these two teams. I know Denver's got a much better defense than the Cowboys because they actually have a defense, but that Dallas offense is very good. Offense very good. Defense very, very bad. This is just one of those games like I'll never root for the Cowboys, but I guess I'm rooting for them to win this week so their fans can get seduced into thinking that they're a good team again when we all know that's not the case. So I guess I'm picking them somewhat out of spite. Just so the Cowboys fans can get pumped up. But yeah, give me the Cowboys.
Well, they're already pumped up after last week.
Give me the Cowboys 45-42.
Green Bay Packers, Pittsburgh Steelers. Aaron Rodgers playing against his former team. I'll go first on this one. Green Bay is going to win this game. Aaron Rodgers, I know it's an emotional game for him against his former team. Aaron cannot move the way he used to. He obviously had the torn Achilles a few years ago and 40 years old. So Aaron, running around and making that magic happen is something of the past. We're not going to see that Aaron Rodgers ever again. You got a lot of, talented players on this defense. You got Micah Parsons, 3 sacks last week. Rashawn Gary's also really good. They got young guys going against a old quarterback that can't really move the way he used to. So and on the other side, that defense was really bad against Joe Flacco last week. They've been pretty bad at a lot of times this season. They're really bad against Seattle. They're really bad against the Jets. They could have lost that game week 1 against the Jets. So I don't have any faith in the Steelers. I think Green Bay is going to take care of business and win this one.
I'm going with the Pittsburgh Steelers on this one, and I hate that I have to pick with my rival and stuff, but I do think that division game against a guy who has played them better than most quarterbacks in that division the last 18 years. I kind of anticipated that being a tough one because that's a known quarterback who knows your strengths, who knows Tomlin, who knows that every player on that defense through and through. And he also knew the offensive players that he plays with because, he's been in the division. So I do think that with that loss, it's a little bit different for me, but I am going to go with the actual Pittsburgh Steelers to win this game. I am actually going to give them this game. I'm going to be a little relatively high scoring. I'll go 30-27.
A lot of good points are made by both of you, as well as whoever that was in the comments saying that Green Bay struggles on the road. Green Bay's defense has been pretty good. Offense has not really played up to capacity. Josh Jacobs is good. They don't have any receivers, though. Christian Watson will come back at some point for 3 quarters and then get hurt again. The man is made out of an amalgamation of paper mache and balsa wood. Romeo Dobbs wears that goofy Guardian cap, although shout out to him for that because a sustained career without CTE is a lot more important than, not looking like a goofball. It's just every time I see him catch a pass, I'm like, is it Romeo Dobbs bobblehead night? Oh, that's just Romeo Dobbs in his Guardian cap. Damn, I don't know who to pick. My heart wants to pick the Steelers because I want Aaron Rodgers to get some revenge and fuck the Packers because if they lose, it'll be no more of this. We've got less losses than y'all, so we're in first. The tie helps. Fuck you, Packers. Fuck you, Packers fans. All those.
Wow, you're really gonna say that? You're gonna say that to our boy Tyler?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm gonna message him right after the show.
Absolutely.
He has not talked 1 ounce of smack to me all year. Not after week 1 and not since then, because the Packers, they've won some games, but not really a whole lot to be proud of or to cheer about as far as the Packers go. Like, they haven't beat anyone any good other than us week 1. And obviously, the week 1 Lions and the every week since then Lions, 2 different teams. I almost want to flip a coin. Give me the Steelers because fuck the Packers. And it's at home.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting in this game. Aaron Rodgers against his former team. Last game of the slate is the Commanders with the Chiefs against the Chiefs in Arrowhead. Jay Daniels hurt. Marcus Mariota will get the start at quarterback.
Oh, God, Mariota.
Chiefs got their lineup together. Rashee Rice was back last week, scored a touchdown in that win against the Raiders. I don't see any scenario that the Chiefs can lose this game. They're playing at home. They are playing better than they did at the beginning of the season. So the Commanders got no shot.
Damn, the Raiders are in a bye. I can't get off my OLOLV Raiders. Oakland, LA. Oh wait, that's not right.
Terry McLaurin might actually be back for this game, but I don't think
Who?
it matters. Terry McLaurin.
I thought he was supposed to be back last week. I know he returned to practice. I guess he was a game time decision.
Yeah, he couldn't make it.
What has he played like 1.5 games since he signed that extension? And now Jaden Daniels is out too. Even if Jaden Daniels was playing, I still don't think I would pick the Chiefs. By virtue of the fact that it's Marcus Mariota, I'm definitely still picking the Chiefs for an additional reason. The Chiefs are rolling right now. I don't think that they're, I don't think they belong on top of the herd hierarchy or the power rankings. Like, what are they, one game above 500? This does look a lot like those Chiefs teams of yore. And I still think, I mean, they don't have the record to speak of, but like, are they the favorite to make it back out of the AFC again if they keep playing like this? I would say, yeah. Give me the Chiefs, and they cover. Big win, 40 to some weird number, 19.
I just remembered when Marcus Mariota beat the Chiefs in the wild card game way back in the day with the Tennessee Titans.
Yes, he did.
With Alex Smith at quarterback. And
I know, but I'm just saying.
Right. Now I'm with you. I think this is yeah. I know I'm paying attention to this AFC Kansas City Chiefs team. I don't know about the rest of the league yet, but I am. And now I've seen everything. The offense looks so much better now that Rashee Rice is back. And within instantly, Rashee Rice gets 8 receptions or 7 receptions and has an impact, gets a score. I do think the buck keeps rolling. I think at the end of the day, yes, this team, yeah, the Commanders came in so happy, excited because they ain't been like that. But now it's hard. It's hard to do it. It's hard to win in the NFL at a consistent rate, as you've seen our teams. It is so hard. And now you're going against a team that has been doing it for the entire last basically the whole decade so far. Yeah, I got to win in this game. Now that we got 2 double-digit spreads, I'm definitely going to follow it. Because if more money's on the Colts and less money's on this one, I'm taking that spread 10 out of 10 times. Because whenever there's 2 double-digit spreads, one gets favored and everybody kind of goes with that one. The other one that people don't even think about, which happened last year with the Bills and the Packers in the same week, Packers dominated, Bills didn't.
Yeah.
But everybody thought the Bills would and the Packers wouldn't. I'm definitely taking care.
Yeah, one or the other is going to happen, not both for sure.
One of them, yeah, one or the other. But I'm taking the Chiefs in this one. I will take Rashee Rice receptions and touchdown because he is going to get production.
Oh, only one Monday night game this week, so I don't have to stay up till 2 in the morning.
Yeah, thank God.
God.
All right, folks. Well, that concludes another episode Picked Off. Tune into Gauntlet this Friday for some more NFL stuff. So looking forward to see you guys there. Great show tonight, gentlemen. And we'll see you on Sideline Sports Network in a couple more days.
Good night, Kitchener, Ontario.
Take care.